have Matt here from Bezier Games, and he's going to share with us a little bit about Ultimate Werewolf Legacy.
Oh, absolutely. So what we brought with us, we brought Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. We brought some components that we're going to be using for the game. So it's going to be really, really awesome because as you're playing through Ultimate Werewolf Legacy, the village is actually going to change day to day. So depending on who wins the games and what the outcome is, the village could be different. And so every time you play through the game, it's going to be a completely different village and different things are going to be happening. You're going to track all those changes with this really cool diary, and it's going to be really nice pleather bound.
Okay. I like that.
It's very, very nice, and you're going to go through and use this to track what's happening in the village and what's happening to the people in the village.
Cool. So there's nothing really inside here. But there's something inside there.
We do. We have a sample. It's not the outside is just cardboard on this one because it is a little bit older. Okay. But you'll see it has little advice and it has ways to walk through. So if someone's never moderated the game before,
oh, that's cool.
Essentially, all they'll have to do is walk through the red text and they'll know how to moderate a game. Even if it's something they've never done before, they'll be able to be comfortable building a story and talking through it. So for people who love to play the game who might not have jumped in and been a moderator, it can be kind of intimidating. We like to make it super easy, something that people are able to do and walk through and have a lot of fun with.
So it feels like Werewolf on a given day, or tell me how that works.
So each game that you play will feel like you're essentially playing a single game of Werewolf. Okay. So every time you play through a game, you're going to have a different role.
Okay, I have those here.
Absolutely. So one night you might be a werewolf in the village, and you might be part of a family. You might be a werewolf, and you might be part of the village, and trying to obviously not get caught. Well, if you get caught, something's going to happen in the village. Something's going to change. Maybe it'll introduce some new roles into the game that'll help the werewolves next round have an easier time or harder time. But if the village is winning all the time, sometimes it'll introduce extra werewolves into the village. So it'll do really cool things like that depending on the outcome of each game.
Okay.
And that's the best thing is you're going to be able to get a pack to play it again. When you play it again, completely different. Even if you play with the same people.
Right. Cool. So tell me a little bit about what we see over here.
Okay, so what we have here are your family cards. So you're actually going to be a part of a family. So as your character does different things, you'll be able to track on the back of your family card what's going on, what titles your character may have gotten, and what you know about the village. So you may be making decisions as a family sometimes, and you may be making them as individuals. So you don't know who to trust.
You know who who's in your family.
You know who's in your family, but you don't know if one of your family members is secretly a werewolf.
Okay.
Uncle Chuck in the corner, he might be chomping down on some leg bone.
Okay.
You know, sure.
And tell me play or count.
So this one plays 9 to 16, but one of those people has to be a moderator. So essentially 8 to 15 players, but with a moderator.
Okay. And you become a part of a family. Do you see that family the whole time?
Yep, you'll continue, and you'll track it on the back. We have a good tracker. For people who've played Ultimate Werewolf or moderated knows that you kind of keep track of what's going on. It's the same thing back here on the back of your family card. Okay. But one of the other cool things is people join the game. If you finish one game and people want to jump in and play, they're like, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. Yeah. You can add new people in, and it won't interrupt gameplay, which most Legacy games, you struggle with that.
Sure.
Same thing if you're playing with someone has a life event and can't come anymore. You can pull a couple people out and say, okay, we'll put a couple different people in, and switch it really easily chapter to chapter.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about this here.
All right, so one of the titles you can get is probably my favorite thing. One of the titles you can get is the Earl of Sandwich. And if you get that
sounds yummy.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at these sandwiches. They're Scooby-Doo style, stacked to the top. Yeah. But you get a sandwich, and so let's say the werewolf's coming after you, and you got a tasty roast beef sandwich, you're safe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So does the game come with more stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. There'll be more components. These will all be stand-up components. Okay. They'll be really, really nice. They'll pop out of the punch board. Okay. But yeah, it's going to come with a lot of little secret stuff. You're also going to have this thing. It's called Pandora's box. At one point in the game,
should we open it? No, we shouldn't open it.
Nope, we shouldn't. So at one point in the game, it's going to give you the opportunity to open this, and it will significantly change gameplay. But you have to decide as a village if it's something you guys want to do, or if it's something you don't.
Okay. How many games, or is there, tell me about that.
Okay, so each session is essentially one game, and there's 3 sessions per chapter.
Okay.
And then there's going to be 5 chapters total in the game.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. And when can people look to buy this?
This should be available at Gen Con this year. This will be one of our really hot Gen Con titles coming out.
All right. Well, you heard it from Matt here from Bezier Games. Look for Ultimate Werewolf Legacy at Gen Con 2018.